Hey, I'm Rishagar and I'm here with Thomas, and in this video we're going to talk about how you as a solo entrepreneur are going to get your foot into bigger corporations. Because I'm a photographer and I shoot a lot of corporate gigs, and I shoot a lot of big clients and big corporations and shoot all their headshots and do all their portrait work and their branding and all their marketing photography.
But you're not a big company.
But I'm not a big company. I'm just me and my assistant. So it's always I get a lot of questions asked okay, but how do you get all these jobs and what do you do to get your foot in the door? And for me, LinkedIn is very important for me.
Yeah.
And being atomic, always on top of mind in my community and reaching out to the shot callers in businesses and pretty much sweet talk them into getting them to know me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what propels stuff. So usually it's I usually don't even sell myself or my services. I just talk to them and ask about their problems and ask about what solutions that they would like for situations that they get into.
Yeah.
And at some point it comes to a point where they go okay, I have this thing, okay, who do I know that can solve this for me? And then because I'm always on the LinkedIn and all the other social platforms, then I'm the person that comes to mind.
Yeah.
But from your point of view as the video and from the HR and from the inside point of view, what would you say, how do you look at it from the opposite side of the spectrum?
Well, from my view as, okay, present yourself for looking for a job or present yourself looking for a new gig is no difference. You got to present yourself and the why. If you can present yourself who you are and why you do stuff, people get a certain feeling with you. Where 20 years ago you could say, oh, I'm the best photographer in my business. And
well, I am, but that doesn't give me any jobs.
Exactly. 20 years ago you could say, if you put under your name, I'm the best photographer, people were like, oh yeah, but this is the best photographer. But now it doesn't work that way anymore. They want to know, okay, why do you do your stuff? What is your motivation behind it? Do I get, who is Maurice? Instead of who's the company? And I think one of the advantages of solo entrepreneur is you're a lot more flexible. Because you don't tend to do one job, you tend to do a lot of jobs, and the things you don't know, you try to find people who can solve it for you. Mm-hmm. But you're constantly busy with the complete, how would you say, it's not a standard package you give. And a bigger company would have a standard package. You have the small, medium, extra large package, and you can be okay, what do you know? What do you want? I'm gonna make it for you. Uh-huh. Small, big, it doesn't. You are way more adjustable than a bigger company.
Can we say that as a solo entrepreneur, you're more on the forefront of what's next, because you're always paying attention to the next biggest thing, and corporations in general are more in a mindset of, okay, I want it to be proven technology first, mm-hmm. and then at some point they want to jump onto that kind of technology, and then they go okay, who can do this? And then as an entrepreneur and as a single working professional, you already jump on these things because it's
due to your flexibility. You're already busy with okay, how can I solve problems? And then automatically you're going to look in the future and okay, looking ahead, okay, what are the problems laying in the future? And not so short-term thinking, it's more long-term thinking. Because mm-hmm. you have to not think about next year, but the year after next year. So you got to keep developing it, especially when you're solo entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people who for example, the last 10 years they build websites, and they find themselves now competing with people with the one-stop shops for €100 do-it-yourself website.
Yeah.
And they should have changed their business already 4 or 5 years ago, and they didn't. They kept doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then they end up being, it sounds harsh, irrelevant, or at least irrelevant to the market, what the market is asking now. So as a solo entrepreneur, you're more inclined to look at future advancements and how can you work with them already.
Yeah, what I did with my Instagram, I got that thing up to 50,000 people, and mm-hmm. I have 3 kid sisters, and they're teens. Yeah. So 4 years ago, they jumped on the Instagrams, and they pretty much abandoned Facebook and all the other stuff, and they don't even know about Hives. So And
Back in the day.
way back when. And so when they started doing that, I started to like develop my thing, because these kids grow up, and when they're in this platform as a teens, they're gonna stay there while they grow up. So that's what like this whole daddy on the dance floor on Facebook is like. People jumped on Facebook like 30s and 20s, and now they're going into their 40s and they're still there. So the demographic changes by the platform. And as a corporation, I think if your target audience is like 20-year-olds, you want to know where these people are going to be in a year from now, because you want to schedule your campaigns and do all this branding and make sure that you have something set when people hit it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's really valuable for a lot of people, to like pay attention to what the people are doing like 2 years before they hit your target audience.
But that's I think one of the advantages of being a single entrepreneur or a small team-based entrepreneur. It's in one side you have to, but because you have to, you're better with it. You're quicker with adjustments, advances, where big corporation have like everything already in the process.
Yeah.
This way, and this how we do it. That's it.
Yeah.
And when you're a solo entrepreneur, or when you're like with a small team, you more inclined to deliver handmade work. Like this is custom fit. This is a good fit for your company. While a bigger company cannot be that custom fit, or not as much as they like to.
Yeah.
So the flexibility is one of the biggest points. And again, like the topic we mentioned, how to get your foot in with a big corporation. I think showing as an entrepreneur where your flexibility lays and your personality, why you do stuff, is a lot stronger than a corporate nameless company. Or, for example, in your case, literally your name is your company name.
Yeah.
So that's a lot more personal than a big corporation.
I'm me.
Yeah, exactly. But who is Maurice? Why do you do stuff? And this is what if I'm a customer of yours, I want to know, why does Maurice do his thing? For example, I was developing a website, plenty website people to make, but I was looking for someone who said, your idea, I want to build a website for it. Yeah. I'm looking for that specific person, and not for a person who can build my website, because I'm not interested in that. Yeah. I want to be someone who's be like, oh, your product, this is what I believe in the product, let me work for it, I'm looking forward to look for it. So
like when I still worked corporate years ago, we had like decisions made by CEOs, like deals made on golf courses.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, why the hell would we want this as a company? And then like one CEO talked to the next CEO at like Hole 9, and they made a deal. And that's based on personal rapport. Yeah. And because they liked each other and they had some sort of a rapport, and they felt like, okay, I like what you're doing, I think it's a fit, let's go for it. Yeah. And I think that same...
Quite informal, right? Not really formal, like I have the strategy and my business plan. No, you're like, I like you as a guy, and the way you handle things, I could believe you could do this product for me.
Yeah, and I think that works the same way as an entrepreneur being, because you have your interest, and everybody who's a shot caller at a bigger business has a personal life too, and his own personal interests. So if you can find something that matches or aligns you with a said person, then you're already halfway there.
I think also in that aspect, the most important thing is to don't be arrogant, but be self-secure. Know what you do right. Be like, hey, I'm good at this. You don't have to sell it. You just have to believe it yourself and tell about your product or what are you doing with a lot of enthusiasm and the enthusiastics. You know, tell people why you do it. People see the twinkle in your eye and they're like, hey, I believe this guy or girl can do can do this assignment. Yeah. So don't be afraid to put yourself some qualities. I'm like, a fish won't think, oh, I'm very good at swimming. No, especially why? That's human. It's a human trait. Be like, okay, I'm good at this because my environment says I'm good at this. Take it for granted. Literally, take it for granted. Be like, okay, I'm good with this, and I should not worry about it. Yeah,
it's a confidence thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Get confidence. Get yourself out there on video. Just do it.
Yeah, just get your face in front of a camera and not even a camera, but just tell the story you want to tell, and there's going to be people that are going to listen. And those are the people you want to reach.
But what if people gonna watch and I don't like it? Well, that's good. You don't need that.
I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
There you have it. And on that F-bomb, we're shutting down this video. Thank you, Thomas, for your 2 cents on this whole topic. We took it a little longer than a couple of minutes, but who gives a... You know what? We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Later.